So there's something in Grand Theft Auto 5 that's been suffering for many years, which is the activities. If you guys go ahead and look at the activities in Grand Theft Auto 5, there's only 5 activities that you can do, which is potential games that you can play with either randoms and or friends, which, you know, number 1 would be tennis, and then there's arm wrestling, and then there's the shooting range, and there's golf, and there's darts. By far the best one in there is going to be golf. And then the shooting range, like, come on, that's an activity? No, that's not an activity. So in this video, what we're going to be going over is talking about tons of activities that we can potentially be getting in a future update DLC, which we sadly need in Grand Theft Auto 5. So this is going to be a list of things that me and my friends have come up with and have gone over, and I've compiled them all. And I want to remind you guys too, a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about is already in the game. All they need to do is just further update it and give us the ability to interact with some of this stuff, which the number one thing that everybody wants in the game, I think at this point, is basketball. You guys, there's tons of basketball courts all over the place, but we cannot play basketball. And if you rewind time, you would know a long time ago in the game San Andreas, you had the ability of at least shooting hoops next to your house. That was like a thing. And then there's some sort of achievement or something that you got for playing basketball. I don't really know how they would do it, but I really feel like if there's going to be basketball courts here, there needs to be basketball that we can play. Okay. So let's move on to the next subject in hand here, which would be the next activity that I feel like we need to play. May not be the funnest one, but you guys, it's here and it's in the game and it's staring at us right in the face. These things are everywhere, which are volleyball courts, okay? Sands with nets, and by the way, the nets are absolutely bricked. So if you guys have ever ran into one of these nets before, you would know that it's not going anywhere anytime soon. But anyways, there, you guys, I just wanted to bring it up that, like, look, volleyball courts are everywhere in the game. Over here at the beach, there's tons of them. It's not just the ones here that I'm at right now. They are literally littered all over the place, and it should be an activity, I feel, in the game. Now, the next thing, since we're at the beach, that I want to go ahead and talk about is surfing. There are surfboards everywhere, but we don't get to use them. There's even surfboards that we get to scroll through. Oh, which one do you want to put on top of your vehicle? And then you can go to the beach and not get to use it? Dude, that's totally unfair. This is supposed to be California. If you guys know anything about California and like the beaches, let me tell you one thing that you're always probably gonna see is a freaking surfer. It's, man, and the fact that they actually had the audacity of putting surfboards in the game, but limiting us to not being able to use them, that really sucks. Because how cool would that be like, out there with one of your friends or something like that, be like, hey, do you want to go surfing and potentially get eaten by sharks? But no, that's another thing that they took out of the game a long time ago. Okay, so enough of that subject. Let's move on to the next one, which is going to be skateboarding. Okay, listen, the only thing that we really have in the game is BMXs, and we can only do so much with the BMXs. Like, look, we're not looking for a whole, you know, Tony Hawk update or something like that to come into the game, but to do a couple things like on a skateboard would be pretty fun, considering the fact that there's half pipes all over the place, and there are technically what I would consider actual skate parks, okay? We're not talking, you don't call it a rollerblade park, you don't call it a BMX park. This is a skate park, and there's tons of skate parks located all over Los Santos in half pipes and things like that. And I don't feel like BMXs should be the only thing that we're limited to when it comes to messing around in these places. So therefore, I really feel like we need a skateboard update somehow for an activity in the game. Alright, you guys, now, moving on to the next thing. This is something that we got to do in GTA 4, which is play pool. Now, if you've ever been out here to Sandy Shores, you would know that there is a pool table located inside of this bar area. And, you know, we don't get to play pool, but like right by it is a game of darts. Dude, who wouldn't like to come out here and play a game of pool, let alone put some more pool tables in some other places, like maybe a nightclub or something like that? You think a nightclub might have a, or I don't know, maybe owning a bar somewhere or something like that. Just giving the ability of playing pool, that would be a really cool activity, you know, considering like we have darts, but we can't play pool. All right, well, anyways, from there, you guys. Now, something else that the community came up with is the ability to go fishing. If you guys have ever been around the map, or if you've ever played this game at some point or another, you've had to have noticed that there are fishermen and they are fishing. Now, I don't know how this necessarily would go down. Maybe you guys could like fish for RP, or potentially fish for certain types of fish that you could potentially sell to like a bait shop, which there's tons of like bait shops around the map. If you guys have never been around, there's definitely those, and you could potentially like take your catch somewhere and sell it, you know, not like too much of a Red Dead Redemption thing, but you do see people, they are fishing in the game, and that is something that we are not allowed to do any shape, form, or fashion. Okay, now the next thing that I want to talk about, and this is something that my friend brought up, which would be really cool, I think, is basically an expansion on the golf. Now, yeah, we already have golf, and it is very limited to 9 holes over there, but one thing that I wanted to talk about is like making a custom golf course wherever you want. Like, you can make one in the city or something, you can make one out here, you can make one in Sandy Shores, you could probably even make one like on top of Mount Chiliad, just giving us the ability of playing golf in some abnormal places. So basically just giving us a creator for golf. I think that would be really cool. All right, guys, so the next thing that I want to talk about here is ping pong, tennis table. You guys, we actually have these in the game. They're littered all over the place. I don't know how many there are, but I've seen a numerous amount, and there's one right here that I am standing on, and this is something that we do not get to play in the game. This would be a really fun activity, I think. Like, so you're telling me we have arm wrestling. Dude, how many people are doing arm wrestling? Raise your hand. Or are you too busy? You can't raise your hand because you're playing arm wrestling right now. Oh, okay. I get it. But, you know, besides the fact, I think that ping pong would be cool because we have the ping pong tables here. Like, a lot of this stuff is already in the game, which is why I'm showing you this, because it's already in the game, but we don't get to interact with it, which another thing which is really cool, which we don't get to interact with, which is the air hockey table here over at the pier. If you guys ever been to the pier and noticed this air hockey table right here, this thing is amazing. If you guys ever played air hockey in real life, dude, it's super fun, and who wouldn't want to play it in a game with your friends? Seriously, doing matches and other stuff like that. Compared to the 5 activities that we have in the game, it's pretty lame. And if you guys want to talk about lame, let's talk about the Carnival Games over here that we do not get to interact with. Have you guys ever been to a carnival or a fair or anything like that? Bro, they have games that we get to interact with. We should be able to go over here and pay money to like throw bean bags at bears or something, or try to knock over the bottles, or use like some sort of air gun to shoot the teeth out of the clown, or a water gun to fill up the freaking clown's mouth so it'll make a balloon, and then we could get like, I don't know, how about stuffed animals, just like the stuffed animals that we get over at the arcade, if you have the luck of winning that kitty claw machine over there. Alright guys, so the next thing that I do want to talk about, and this was an interesting thing, it's like boxing or MMA. We're talking like Saturday night over at the casino. People are getting down, they're betting money on players. It could be like a Fight Club thing or something like that. And then yeah, we have boxing in the game, but I think players want a bit more. If you guys ever played like Red Dead or something like that, the boxing in Red Dead is pretty fun compared to the boxing in GTA. GTA is a game from 2013, and it is sadly outdated at this time, I feel. But if we're gonna keep going here, I really also feel like we need some sort of activities update, because we've never gotten any type of update to any of the activities or the activity quick jobs list whatsoever in the game. So let's move on to the next thing here. Paintballing. I don't really know how this would go down. You know, would they implicate a paintball gun into the game, and then from there we can just like shoot people with paintballs and not really hurt them, but like splatter, you know, different colors on them? I don't know, but you know, I know this, as I have been paintballing quite a many times in real life, and usually when you get shot one time with the paintball, that means you gotta like raise your gun up and you gotta like yell, I'm hit, don't shoot me, I'm walking off the course, or something like that. So maybe it could be something like that. I don't really know, but me and my friends sure did have fun running around here with our tasers, pretending that they were paintball guns. But, you know, you guys are gonna have to let me know what one of your favorite things is here as we're moving along. with any one of these activity ideas, which we're drawing closer towards the end here. So the next thing that I want to go ahead and talk about is bowling. Bowling is something that we used to get to do in Grand Theft Auto 4. And that was something I think that a lot of players love to do. If you guys did not know, there was actually a mod that was made for GTA 5, so you could take like Franklin in story mode and actually go to like a bowling place or something like that. But that's only for PC, and we don't get to go bowling. Dude, how many people out there would love to just go bowling with a group of their friends? You're just chilling with like 3 of your friends. You're like, hey, you guys want to go, drink some beers and go bowling in GTA? Well, it's also, a really cool thing, I think, just to have more activities, more things for friends to do together besides, oh, let's go do a heist or blah, 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 because, that can get boring sometimes, which is why I'm going over all these things that we've compiled, me and my friends and myself here. So anyways, let's move on to the next thing, which is bumper boats. You guys, this place is in the game, and you cannot tell me that this is not a bumper boat place in which you can go and do bumper boats or something like that. Like, seriously, is this not like over here at Mirror Park, a bumper boat place? At least Rockstar could have put sea sharks over here, but no, they didn't end up doing that. All they did is, well, really not give us anything, but I really believe that this area is meant for bumper boats, and I thought bumper boats would be a cool addition in GTA, because if you're in this area with some friends, you could always just be like, hey, let's go do some bumper boats, right? Alright, so the next thing that I wanted to go ahead and talk about, which is something that is already in the game, which is this place right here. So you can rent, what is it? It's inflatable inner tubes and kayaks to go down the river. So we don't get anything to go down the river with unless we're talking about, maybe a torador or something like that. But at least give us the ability to do some sort of like float down the river to where like potentially we have to avoid rocks or sticks or something that's gonna pop us, and I don't know, maybe make it fun, like getting RP, like just yelling going down the river, just like we were, in the shower or something, earning RP, which is another thing that's really stupid to put into the game. Like singing in the shower gets you RP. Yeah, that's a thing. Alright guys, so the last thing that I want to talk about is soccer. We have a soccer field right by the Diamond Casino, and this thing is, well, we can't use it, can we? Because there's no soccer ball here, and there's no ability to play soccer. I don't really know, it would be like some sort of, FIFA 2026 or something like that. Not like any of this stuff should be implicated upon terribly too much, I can imagine, turning it into a different game besides Grand Theft Auto. But one thing that is clear here, guys, is the, I would say the ability of not being able to do a lot of activities, considering there's only 5 in the game, and I just named a whole bunch of extra ones that I think would make the game a whole lot funner, potentially bringing players back into the game, but that would be up to you to decide. So I would love to hear what your guys' thoughts are in any one of these activities. What would be your activity that you guys would want to bring into the game? I would love to hear that down in the comment sections below. But anyways, from there, if you guys enjoyed the video and it was helpful in any way, hit that like button on the way out, subscribe for more content, and thank you for watching. My name is GRAVESIGHT, and I will see you in the next one. So peace!